Um, from your point of view, what do you think the critical thinking? What's
For me, critical thinking is thinking about any subject or any matter from my own point of view and trying to figure out how would I think, or like what would be my opinion in terms of maybe a situation, or maybe like whatever the subject was, how would I interpret it, and how would I deal with it, or how would I react towards it, something like that. And just, I think my opinion basically,
Right,
like
right.
how do I
thinking critically, working his brain out, trying to get the information from general knowledge and backgrounds that he learned, not a direct answer. He has to think about it twice before giving the answer.
Way more analyzing, it's deep and more different way of thinking than any other. Like a normal question maybe asked to me and you, but we thought of it differently.
I believe personally, like I said, logical thinking and the way you analyze things,
Very good.
in life, in general, very general thing. That's
Okay.
the logical thinking and how you see things and how you analyze it. A to Z.
Implemented in there is a misconception could be implemented in like in life, out of the class, in supermarket, everywhere.
I think it's a skill that we have to implement anywhere, anytime, and we have to start as teachers working on implementing more critical thinking questions, and like introducing that way of thinking to our students instead of just forcing them into a curriculum that they have to study or like memorize or whatever.
Very good.
So basically, in life, generally speaking, I would say.
Everything. So this means that it can be used, how people use it in many different ways throughout their daily life activities, like to think about how to get the 70% discount of something that's worth 200 pounds or 250 pounds, 130 pounds. So how can you find the discount or the total, the result itself? Like to if someone is in a glossary and buying like fruits or anything like this, how can he get the to calculate the mass or the kilograms or anything of apples, bananas, anything like this? Yes, so this means that it can be used in life, in supermarkets. It can be used, of course, in classes to motivate the students to think critically.
It's a different way of thinking, so you can use it anywhere, like in the street, in your work, at home.
So that expression from life, thinking, critical thinking, how you think in general, then they start to apply it from life to in classes. As I say, so of course now, it's in life. You can do it in everything in your life, even the way you deal with your kids, even like if you want to do something, anything in general. Even fixing your cause, you need to have a critical thinking. Think, analyze, then you think of steps and how.
Critical thinking, very good. So, how could we like train students to use more skills of critical thinking?
Yeah, I would have to relate that to my subject. I'm teaching social studies and basically history. So what I would do to get my students to be thinking is to create some sort of role-playing activities where they can, try and relive the historical event and think about like the situation, and as if they are really living it and trying to relate this to their own way of thinking, and by that they would know if how does it feel to, why do I need to conquer a country, for instance? Why do I need to defend my country? What is meant by an empire, and why was it something that different civilizations were so much interested in, and stuff like that. So, and also debating about things.
So it's not only like limited to yes or no questions, type of questions.
No,
now you just that where the student go in depth and thinking and trying to relate and go beyond the point itself.
Yes, and relating
and to apply in class. And not to give students direct questions with direct answers that they can say it very quickly. We have to give students critical thinking questions, and then I think after a while they will get used to it, and they will also use it in their lives. by giving them researches or projects that they have to think about it, giving them examples or questions that have animals. So if they cannot answer the question unless they go on the internet and find this animal and read about it, and then to know whether what is the answer. So this means that they have to make many steps so they can answer the question. And then students will start to reflect it on themselves whenever we're going to ask them to do something, a research project or anything like this. I think that they will give us more critical think, they will give it a while to think about how to do an indirect project or a research that they made it after an effort, not copy and paste from it.
Methodologies in same class, using different minds in the same class, getting different answers, try to search more and dig more in the students' minds, to get different answers, to get more deep answers, so they get to know more the differences in each of the personalities and make them think differently, because we need our students to
With the anxiety strategy, you make students think and wonder, you know, the inquiry classes maybe. So we start with question brainstorming students, then start thinking, and we guide them step by step, but let them think first and analyze things, find the problem, you know how to solve it. Maybe you start from the end, not the beginning, and you try to move step by step. That's how I say in my class.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amira.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.